Hi everyone, this is Selena. Welcome back to one of my videos. So today I'm bringing to you a crochet project, part of my Vintage Crochet Series. It's a shawl, so it's a triangular shawl. The free pattern and lots of pictures will be on my blog, selenaveronique.com. So it's a triangular shawl made with a C2C pattern and a simple double crochet edging. I'm going to take you through all of this crochet project step by step. So to begin, you will be needing 3 skeins of Cygnet Dk. So that's a size 3 light yarn in American terms. In shade Chiffon, this is Stylecraft Special DK in shade Fiesta, and this is for the neon edge. I absolutely adore this color, it's so gorgeous. You will also be needing a 5mm crochet hook. You will be also needing a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. And I will be speaking in US terms. So to begin your shawl, you are going to be making a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot, pop your hook through, and you are going to be chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once you've chained 6, you are going to be placing a double crochet inside the 4th chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in that 4th chain, place your double crochet. And there we go. In the next chain space, place another double crochet, like so. And in the next one, which is also the last, place another double crochet. There we go. So now we've got the first cluster of our shawl. So there's 4 double crochets because the first chain 3 here counts as a double crochet. So to make your second row, you are going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Turn your work like so. And once again, we're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and place a double crochet inside that stitch. And into the next chain space, you are going to place a double crochet, and inside the next chain space, which is also the last one, you are going to place a double crochet. There we go. And we've got a cluster of 4 double crochet once again, because the first 3 chain counts as a double crochet. So now that we're here, we're just going to join these 2 by going directly into this space. So in between these 2, so I don't know if you can see properly, but into the 3rd and 4th double crochet right here from the previous row, you're just going to pop your hook through it and slip stitch to secure your second cluster. So this is what it should look like. So once you've slip stitched into that space, so it's in between 2 double crochets, you are going to chain 3 to finish off your row. So you've chained 3, and onto that strand you are going to be adding 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3 double crochets, and this is your second row finished right here, like so. So we've already got 2 rows of 2 clusters in the second row of 4 double crochets. So to make the third row, we are going to be chaining 6. So we chain six, at the beginning of every row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Turn your work, and you are going to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right into that and do a double crochet. We are going to go into the next stitch and place another double crochet into this stitch and into the next, and place another double crochet into that stitch. There we go. So we've got the beginning of row 3 and our first cluster of 4 double crochets. We are going to attach it to the previous row like we already did and previously in the other row, and so just locate this cluster and locate the 3rd and 4th strand and pop your hook through in that space and slip stitch like so. What we are going to do is chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to add another 3 double crochets on that strand. So 1, 2 and 3, and we've got our cluster of 4 once again. Because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, we are going to again attach it to the previous row, the square from the previous row. So just slip stitch into between those 2 double crochets at the top, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and make 3 double crochets on that strand. So just go right into that space and make another 3 double crochets like so, and we've got our 3rd round. So for the 4th round, so you see it's very repetitive and very soothing. For the 4th round, we are going to be chaining 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and turn your work like so and double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I've located my 4th chain. I'm just going to pop my hook through like so to make a double crochet, pop another double crochet into the next stitch and make a double crochet into the last stitch as always. So pop your double crochet into that stitch, and as always we are going to be attaching it to the previous row. So just locate those 2 strands, pop your hook through and slip stitch. Once we've slip stitched into those strands, just chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and add another 3 double crochets on that strand. So 1, 2 and 3 double crochet. So we've got again 4 in total. We are going to be attaching it to the square right here. So locate the space, slip stitch and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and just pop another 3 double crochets onto that strand. So 1, 2, and 3. And once we've done that, we are going to be slip stitching once again into that square. So just locate those 2 double crochets and pop a slip stitch between them and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and add 3 double crochets to that strand. So 1, 2 and 3, and that's our 4th row done. So it's very repetitive. I'm just going to show you the 5th row, but basically it's just the exact same thing as we go. You're just going to carry on and popping all your squares or clusters, however you want to call them, as we go along and attaching them. So again, to begin row 5, just chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Turn your work and double crochet into the 4th chain as always. 1, do your double crochet, do a double crochet into the next chain, pop a double crochet into the last chain, and we've got our first square for this row. Attach it to the previous row, so by a slip stitch as always. Now you're gonna chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and add 3 more double crochets to that strand, 2 and 3. You are going to attach it again, so find the square, attach it with a slip stitch and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and add 3 double crochets onto the strand as always. 1, 2 and 3. So you see it's very easy and repetitive. Find the square and attach it by a slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, add another 3 double crochets, there we go, 3 and there we go. Attach to the last square from the previous row by a slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and add 3 double crochets, so 3 double crochets like so, and we've got our 5th row. So what you're going to do is just carry on with this technique. If you need more help, just rewind this video. Hi guys, so I'm just going to show you how to make the border, the neon border, but first I wanted just to show you where to place it. So we are going to be placing the border on the V of this shawl, and you will be placing your first stitch on this corner. So I'm just going to walk you step by step through the process of the border, but it was just to give you a better idea of where it's going to be placed. I've just tied my neon yarn onto the edge of this shawl, and I'm just going to pop my hook through the first stitch like so and chain 1. Once you've chained 1, you are going to be placing a single crochet along the edge of the shawl as best you can. So basically the edge of the shawl hasn't got very specific stitches, if that makes any sense, into which you are going to be able to pop your single crochets. So basically just choose the best stitches you can see and pop a single crochet into that, just like what I'm doing. So just trying to space them out equally. Just pop single crochets all across the edge and you'll be fine. So there's not a specific amount of single crochets that you need to pop into the edge. Just try and make them as equal looking as possible. And I'll meet you back once you've reached the point of the shawl and I'll show you what to do then. So I've reached almost the point of this edging, this shawl. So as you can see, I've popped a single crochet all the way along as equally as I possibly can, and I've almost finished. So I'm just going to pop on that side. So I'm just going to pop my last single crochets. I'm just going to pop one at the very top. So there we go. And now I'm just going to go directly into the other side and do the exact same thing. So basically just go down the other side and just pop a single crochet into each and every stitch you want, and as equally as you can, and I'll show you what to do once you reach the end of this V side. So I've just reached the end of the second side and I've only got a few stitches left, if you can see, and so I'm just going to pop two last stitches, so just one here and one at the very edge. There we go, and I finished row 1 of my neon edging. So I've just finished my row of single crochets and I'm just going to show you how to do row 2. So to do row 2, you are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and turn your work like so, and this counts as our first double crochet. And what we're going to do is place a double crochet into every stitch along. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit. There we go. So you're just gonna go into the second stitch because this counts as our first double crochet and goes with this stitch here. So we're just gonna go directly into the second stitch and place a double crochet into this stitch like so. This is what it will look like, and into the next stitch just place a double crochet. And just go ahead and place a double crochet into each and every stitch across until the end of the row. And when you reach the top of the triangle, just carry on just placing your double crochets into that. And I'll show you what to do once you've finished row 2. So I've almost finished my border, as you can see. So I've just popped a double crochet all the way along like I explained, and I've reached the far end of my row and shawl. I've placed a double crochet into every stitch, and just to make it a teeny bit neater, I'm just going to zoom in a teeny bit. I'm just going to place another double crochet, like an extra one at the corner, just to make it a bit neater on the edges. So I'm just going to go into a stitch and place an extra double crochet, and there we go. I finished this row. So I'm just going to snip off my yarn. I leave quite a long tail for sewing in just because I find it so much easier. And I'm just going to create a knot by slipping my end of yarn through this like so, and then I'll just sew in all my loose ends. And there we go, we finished this beautiful shawl. the back to the 80s neon edge shawl. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did, and see you next week for a new crochet videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.